could have been stopped doing this shit. Only reason I do this shit cause the real niggas asked me to. A fake nigga couldn't relate to me. Top gunners, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap her with a kilo, check me out. Put her on the bus, check me out. Stand up nigga, check me out. Always 100, check me out. You can bring the work back, check me out. If you don't want it, check me out. See mama love me, that's my baby, but papa left me. Yeah, he left me. I put a bitch on timeout if she upset me. That's a fact. Fuck with me, you won't regret me. Still on the mind of every hoe trying to forget me. I get them dags across the border. Your man don't try, but you won't go get him a lawyer. What's up with that? You poppin' bottles, you getting fly, but you don't send commissary to niggas that's inside. See, we don't coincide, we don't live by the same rules. And we done got hungry, these lanes became food. Real niggas in my corner, you know that I can't lose. And I can't go to jail for a body they can't prove. Got niggas in the fence, they never coming home. Can't never see they daughter, only talking through a phone. And you know we screaming free you forever. Treat your kids like they mine. Wait your turn, real nigga. You get rich in due time. I feel like Nino when he first opened the Carter. Check me out. I feel like Tony when him and Sosa became partners. Check me out. Bring me out crab legs and grilled shrimp for starters. Filet me young for my main meal. I'm a mobster. Ruger rap. Top gunners, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap her with a kilo, check me out. Put her on the bus, check me out. Stand up nigga, check me out. Always 100, check me out. You can bring the work back, check me out. If you don't want it, check me out.
Man, what's good with y'all tonight, man? Yes, indeed, man. Boy, I got a lot to talk about tonight. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot, but I got a few things I want to address. We're just gonna jump right into it, man. As you see, as y'all know, everybody that's watching the news and aware of what's going on, or anybody who got a damn smartphone right now, because it's pretty much everywhere. Everything is about war right now. Are we going to World War III? Why Trump did what he did? Was he right? Was he wrong? Well, we're gonna jump off into that. I want to start off by saying this. Excuse me. You've been on my channel long enough, or seen any one of my videos for the last few years. I never really be consistent. And in this YouTube space to have any type, well, that's really anything. Whatever you do, you gotta be consistent, or you're not gonna see results. Just how it is. So some people may look at my channel and say, "Damn, he got a lot of videos, but you don't have that many subscribers." Well, that's why. That's just a natural principle in anything you do in life. Doesn't matter, because Scripture tells us that. I want to say in what is it? Matthew 7:6, Matthew 7:7. Which one is it? I know it's one of those scriptures. I know scripture, but I don't always know like where is that. But I know it's like Matthew 7:6 or Matthew 7:7, where it says, "Knock and the door will be answered." And they give multiple parables about that in the Gospels. You know, even in Luke, when they say, "You knock on a man's door with some bread, and late at night he's not going to answer it if you keep knocking." That's a parable. But if you keep doing something, you're gonna get results. And that passage is speaking about prayer, and speaking about, and full, we know prayer. When you consistently do prayer, or you persistently pray about a certain thing, God gonna answer you. But that is a principle. Just in life, anything you do, you have to be consistent with, right? But anyway, I said that to say, if you've been on my channel any number of years, or you just came by and you might have stopped and checked out a few videos, you know I'm pro-Trump. But this channel is not a Trump channel. This channel is a pro-truth, pro-Christ channel. That's pretty much focused and laser focused on the Black community. especially my black men, because that's where the change has to start. It has to start with our men. But I just wanted to say that. But to address the Trump situation, um, Trump one of the main things in the Trump doctrine is peace through strength. Um, Peace through strength means being proactive rather being reactive. Last summer, and I'm gonna play this video. Everybody know that Trump bombed Iran last summer. They bombed Iran last summer because they had a facility where they was putting together a nuclear weapon. We bombed it. We told them if they get caught reconstructing it, we were gonna obliterate it. Period. Everything. Trump told them that, and I'm about to play you the video where he told them that it wasn't a game. This man wasn't playing. This is not the when you're speaking on the political thing, the adults are in the room, right? I made a video. It's funny. I made a video. I want to say about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, called "Daddy's Home," talking about Trump. Trump has that "Daddy's Home" effect. And if any of y'all was raised with y'all father in the home, y'all know that Daddy can be real mean at times, or at least as a child, that's how you perceive it. But when you grow up and have children, you understand that Daddy was trying to set a tone. Daddy was trying to be a disciplinarian to help you have a structure in your life at a young age, because you always got to start in young, which is gonna bring up, which is something I'm gonna speak about also. But you always got to start everything young. So, Daddy, mom, you might be playing a video game at 8 years old and with your friend or whatever, and your bedtime is 9 o'clock. Mommy, can I play 30 more minutes? Mommy might not only let you play 30 more minutes, she might just come and tell you, just go ahead on and go to bed at 10. Daddy's gonna say, nope, I said 9 o'clock. Tell your friend you're gonna call them back. You're there, they can come back tomorrow, cut the game off. And as a child, you may look at dad and say, well, you kind of mean, dad. But what dad's job is to structure your life. That's his job in your life. That's his number one job, to be a disciplinarian and teach you wisdom, but to structure your life and make sure you're going the right way. And he has to add some of these structures in your life at a young age. And this means this 9 o'clock is 9 o'clock. In life, people not going to give you breaks. So I'm not. And I'm gonna start young with something that small as a game. And again, you may look at dad as, oh, dad, you being too mean, but when you grow up, you understand. And so Trump has that effect on America. We was under Barack Obama for 8 years, who even said out his own mouth, I'm not saying this, he's saying this, he was the most feminist president, which is wrong with a lot of our black men. They're male feminists. And what that means is, as we know, like Barack Obama, they were raised by their mother. So they have a lot of feminine energy in them. So what it makes them do is it makes them want to not only be under a woman, but anybody who don't want to be under a woman, they persecute them and call them toxic masculine. Like if you somebody who likes stuff the way it's supposed to go in order, God in Christ, Christ and man, man over woman, woman over children, the man is never supposed to be over the woman. That's the Jezebel spirit, but they call it feminism, right? And feminists are people who push that agenda. And we know Barack Obama helped push that agenda. He was setting Hillary up to come right behind him and really push the agenda. But of course, Mr. Trump threw a monkey wrench in that. And that's one of the main reasons why they hate him, because it's an agenda that they trying to pass. And so when you had Barack Obama for 8 years, you had Trump for 4 years, Daddy left, and then Biden came, which was another male feminist. I ain't even gonna call Joe Biden a male feminist. Joe Biden was just an old guy at that point, and he just basically was a prop for the Democratic liberal left. That's all he was. He pushed their agenda. He did whatever they told him to do. But so I'm saying that to say it's something that Trump gonna do that most people not gonna understand, most people not gonna like. But Trump is doing what's best for this country, not only now, but in years to come. And so, like I said, Trump warned them last summer that if y'all rebuild, We just tore y'all whole site or wherever they was reconstructing that nuclear bomb. We'll obliterate it. If y'all try it again, we're gonna wipe y'all out, and that's gonna be a wrap. So of course, we have the American people have the best military in the world. So we have, of course, people over there who was infiltrated, the Iranians, who are intels for us. And so they passed the knowledge back to us and say, hey man, they doing it again. And so that's when it was came together with the Great Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War. And they had to put this together and do this because again, the Trump doctrine is peace through strength. And peace through strength again is being proactive over reactive. Um, we have American bases in the Middle East, Bahrain, Kuwait. We have military bases in Europe and in Iran, a country who chant death to America. They've been chanting that since 1970s. Who have said they want to assassinate President Trump, who hate America, burn our flag and step on it. We can't allow them to have a weapon. So before they even try, we have to be proactive. We just got to do it. We can't let somebody who don't like us have a nuclear weapon. We just can't have it. And people sit back and say, "Well, all these this, that, and that." The people in Iran is celebrating that they are able to come from under this man who was killing women, killing homosexuals, just an evil dictator man, and the whole regiment. And it's being replaced now. Excuse me, because they put another guy, Anatola, in there, and they killed him before he was even set down for 24 hours. So Trump gave he gave the government back to the people. He told them y'all can take over now and put the regiment in that y'all want. Y'all don't have to be under that dictatorship no more. But again, they're glad for those reasons. But we had to do it for the safety of American people, our bases in the Middle East, and our bases in Europe. It had to be done. And it also had to be let known to other countries. There's another thing that had to be done. But let other countries know America is not playing. You do any type of pump faking or acting like you do something, we're not gonna be just doing no talking, no lip service. We gonna be about action. And that's what peace through strength is. When people say, okay, man, don't mess with them right now, bro. They not the ones to play with. You get peace through that. You get peace when people know that you're not to play with. So that's one of the things of Trump doctrine, peace through strength. So we had to do it. It had to be done. It's unfortunate we had casualties. War equals casualties. This is something that even if you go in the Bible time, it's gonna be casualties, and that's unfortunate. And my heart go out to the families of the Americans that lost their lives. And it's just a sad and unfortunate situation, but it had to be done. I just want to play a few videos about that, and that's just surface level. See, I always tell y'all on this channel that everything is spiritual, so it's other things that attach to that that's unspoken. I just gave it to y'all on the surface. I just gave it to y'all with the mindset of Trump and the administration and where they coming from with it. But it's other thing. But I want to play a few videos for y'all right quick. Concerning this matter. First, I'm gonna play the video when Trump told them last summer. I'm giving y'all you listen, man. They didn't listen. So let's go to it. Here it is here. I don't know how loud it's gonna be.
There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than
now this last summer
we've witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than.
That man told y'all last summer. That man didn't look like he was playing to me. But this also was asked. It was a question. They asked Biden this question. They asked Kamala this question. And they asked Trump this question. Because everybody already knew what was going on in Iran. Everybody already knew what these people had planned. And again, we got to thank God that Kamala didn't get in there. Because if Kamala Harris would have got in there, it just wouldn't have been nice, man. It just wouldn't have been nice. Because these people was not going to respect her. She definitely don't know. She have no geopolitical IQ. She don't even have no regular political IQ. And that's what I was telling people. You know, a lot of people, they don't even really understand politics, let alone geopolitics. You know what I'm saying? And so this is geopolitics, man. But it had to be done, man. It's unfortunate. But I want to play this also. I want to play a few more videos concerning this before we move to our next topic. And so we're going to get into this. This was a press conference where they asked him what he would do if Iran created a nuclear weapon. They asked Kamala what she would do if they created a nuclear weapon. They asked Biden. And this is all the 3 ounces. This is daddy's home right here. There's 2 mama ounces and 1 daddy's home ounce.
What's the message to Iran?
Don't. Mr. President, to Iran in this moment.
Don't. I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care. I don't care.
Let y'all play that again.
What's the message to Iran?
Don't. Mr. President, to Iran in this moment.
Don't. I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care. I don't care. What's the
This is who we voted for, man. This man ain't playing no game, man. But I got a video. Let me see.
Please shut the fuck up.
I got another video I want to play. Well, actually, I got 2 more videos to play on the surface. Then I'm gonna go beyond the surface on the spiritual tip and let these 2 women speak to y'all right quick. 2 women who I respect. So let's play this real fast.
Please shut the fuck up when it comes to this war shit. We are not going to war anytime soon. And stop posting these dumbass twerking bitches in uniform because they're not going to war. Donald Trump knows exactly who to call on when it comes to these very important missions. That's why you motherfuckers ain't know what the hell was going on until after the mission was complete. When it came to Venezuela, y'all ain't know what the fuck was going on until after the mission was complete. When it came to this Iran shit, y'all ain't know what the fuck was going on until the mission was complete. Because Trump knows exactly who to call, right? One thing about the military, we all have jobs. I am an 8-year veteran, so I'm kind of qualified to speak on this shit. You got the folks that join the military to do a regular job, like a mechanic, HR, like I did, and other things like that. You could have a regular job in uniform, right? But you got those patriots, you got those motherfuckers that really want to kill some shit, the real front line, you got those dudes too. And those are the dudes that Trump calls on when it's time to fucking bang and really handle some shit. So y'all spreading these videos with these stupid ass bitches twerking in uniform.
Trump is not calling on them hoes. Trump is calling on the real deal Holyfield patriots that are willing to live and die for this country. So y'all be sitting up here just spreading all this bullshit, all this propaganda talking about, oh, we're cooked. America is cooked. No, the fuck we're not, you ignorant motherfucker. See what's really going on with this military shit. The military is kind of like being a professional athlete, and you got teams. Different units are like different teams. Trump knows exactly what teams to call on for championship and playoff games. You know what I mean? Like, hey, okay, we're gonna call on Fort Bragg. We're gonna call on Fort Benning. We're gonna get our airborne Rangers soldiers for this playoff game right here. Like, he's not fucking calling the dumbass twerking bitches that y'all keep fucking posting talking about America is cooked. You know what I'm saying? So please shut the fuck up and just stop being stupid. Because a lot of y'all are selectively stupid, right? So with that being said, we have nothing to worry about. America has the greatest military in the fucking world. Nobody is fucking with us. So just shut the hell up. Because y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. There's a reason why Trump is so comfortable doing this shit. There's a reason why Trump is so comfortable doing these missions. Because he know he got some real ones that's ready to bang the fuck out.
That's what Pete Head said. Pete Head said it's amazing.
Please shut the.
I want to see if that was it. Is there something else I wanted to play? Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go to these two videos. I want y'all to listen to this young lady. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. So let's do this one first. Give y'all a good look, man.
First of all, I want to say I find it very interesting that the same people who hollered free, free Palestine are no longer speaking. And as a matter of fact, they're against this. But if you are a Christian and you hate this because you are afraid of going to war or whatever the case is, the Bible says that it is in God's righteousness to execute justice for all of the oppressed. There were women in Iran who were oppressed by this demonic regime. Not only that, there was also an underground church of the Lord Jesus Christ crying out for freedom, and God answered them. If you're one of those people who don't like Trump, don't look at it as that. As a matter of fact, your Bible says that God holds the hearts of kings and he channels them in his way of choosing. But why? For the advancement of the gospel. So why not we do what the Lord God told Ezekiel? Prophesy to the dry bones, as the spirit of prophecy is the testimony of Jesus. So we should be taking our commission even more seriously now, more than ever, to testify of the death, burial, resurrection, and the coming of the Lord Jesus. And lastly, I'll leave you with this. The Bible declares that when we begin to see these things happening, look up, for our redemption draweth nigh. God bless Iran. God bless America, and God bless Israel. First of all, I want to say I find it very interesting that the same people who hollered free, free Palestine are no longer speaking. And as a matter of fact, they're against.
People celebrating. I want to play this video for one of my powerful sisters, man.
I was sitting down in my room when the Lord began to minister to me concerning the things that we are seeing that has happened in Iran. And as I was sitting there, the Lord spoke to me and said, my will is being done. The Lord is passing judgment upon many ungodly nations. Those who have persecuted his people, those who have abused their power and made themselves a God over the nations and the people. God is passing judgment to these things. As I was sitting in my room, the Lord unctioned me to make this video and told me to warn the people to pray for the President of the United States. What we see is God's will being done, whether you like it or not. What we see is prophecy being fulfilled, whether you like it or not. The President of the United States of America was called by God for a time such as this. Not everyone agrees with him, not everyone likes him, and many fight against him. But understand, only those who have an ear to hear and an eye to see will understand that this is the will of the Father being fulfilled. He is a vessel that God is using. And this is why the Lord told me to warn the people to continue to pray for him. We live in a generation that hates truth. They hate sound doctrine. They fight against it in any way. And most people that do this call themselves Christians, but in fact are not, because they stand for the very things that are contrary to the word of God. You have hundreds of thousands of people across the nation, especially in Iran, that is rejoicing at what the Lord did today. And God used his vessel, Donald Trump, to do it, whether you like it or not. Donald Trump's ear was open to the voice of God in that moment. What we see taking place across the United States of America, across the nation, is prophecy being fulfilled. So pray without ceasing, because the Lord told me my will is being done.
And that's it on that, man. I had to just, speak on that because it was a very serious situation. Um, Iran having a nuclear weapon, and we just couldn't allow that. We just couldn't allow it. But I want to speak on something that I didn't really get to finish last live. My live I did Friday. I went into a situation. I was speaking on another situation. I was speaking about self-esteem, and a situation took place with a young lady in their video and her children, and she had an opportunity to speak rulership into her children. Instead, she chose victimhood. Um, and I wanted to speak on that. So I kind of started speaking about self-esteem, high self-esteem, low self-esteem. Um, it Most people, and I'm not trying to say this in a derogatory way. I'm just going off. Most people have low self-esteem. Most people, um, they don't really love themselves like they supposed to. Majority of the time this happens. I'm not gonna say most people. I'm gonna say most black people. I don't know my flaws, but I know black people. And a lot of them have low self-esteem, and a lot of times that come from their parents and how their parents raised them and the thing that their parents planted in them. And then it can affect their self-esteem. And I spoke about how they'll look at people who arrogant and feel unconfident. They'll look at people who are arrogant and they'll talk about them and say they think that they know think that they better than everybody. And my father raised me like that. My father raised me from an arrogant standpoint. And the thing about arrogant people, what people have to understand, like I said, I spoke about this in my last video, is arrogant people don't feel like they better than other people. They just happy as hell to be themselves. And the thing about self-esteem, high self-esteem or low self-esteem, you can't purchase it. Now God can give you your self-esteem, but outside of God, and most people we know don't believe, they believe in God, but that's not. Is a difference from believing in God and believing God. In other words, if you believe God, you believe His word, so you follow His word. Believing in God, even the devils in hell believe in God. We know that's what the scripture said. Everybody believe in God. So that doesn't really mean anything. Do you believe God? Because if you do, you'll do the thing that he say, right? But so I'm saying so I just said that to say, like, I said that to say, if you got God, God can give you your self-esteem, but most people don't. So just having self-esteem, most people have low self-esteem. So when you deal with them and you arrogant or you got high self-esteem, they'll call you arrogant. And it's like, oh, you think you better than somebody else, you this, you that. But it's not that. We just happen to be ourselves. And the thing about it is you can't purchase it. You can't purchase it. You can't. It has to be something that is taught. It has to be. It's just like take on racism. They say racism is taught. It has to be something that's taught, and a seed has to be planted as a child that you are amazing. No matter how you look, no matter what you wear, no matter none of that. You are, and it's got to constantly be reinforced, constantly be reinforced. And this is not constantly reinforced in our community. It is in these other communities. This is why these people feel so I want to find a word I'm looking for. They feel so confident in themselves. And when you come off, when they feel confident in themselves, and what I was saying about in the video is that people who have low, like I said, I just said this, but people who have low self-esteem, they be feeling bothered or they feel some type of way uncomfortable when they're around other people. And this is one of the main reasons in the Black community that they always making everything about race, and they have a problem with white people being pro-white. I don't. I've never had a problem with nobody being pro-white. Because what I've understood from experience is people that's pro-white, white people that's pro-white, they don't hate other groups of people. They just love their group of people so much that they would helping them making sure that they can have future success within the community. They believe in community generational wealth. I got a video on that if you don't understand what that means. Not generational wealth, community generational wealth. Where your wealth helps everybody who look like you, where you build something or put something in place that helps people who look like you, not just people with your last name. And how that can help people and how it helps them, because I might help this dude and he don't have my last name and I give him a shot. Because let's just say my third generation mess up the bread. They can go to him and say, you know what, your daddy gave me a chance, or woo something like that there. And now he give him a chance and give him the opportunity to build his generational wealth right back up. And this helps both of their families. And this is something that's spreading. This is what the white people do. This is what all these other races do. But the white people, they do it. They like set the standard of doing that. Even if they don't agree, they willing to help one another because they understand that, okay, we might not be getting along. I might not like you, might not like your views or whatever. But I understand we look alike, and our children 9 times 10 gonna come together in marriage, and just down the line, we need to have each other in power. And so Black people look at that as racist, but it's not racist. And the crazy thing about that is, that's going back to what I was speaking about, high self-esteem and low self-esteem. People with low self-esteem is bothered by people with high self-esteem for no reason. Because the people with high self-esteem, if you be around, that's a funny thing. If you be around a person with high self-esteem, bro, for too long, you either gonna do one or two things. You either gonna want to get away from them, or you gonna start feeling they gonna help you build your self-esteem. Because they gonna speak life into you from a different aspect versus just being regular. Whatever it is, it might be something small. And they gonna constantly reinforce this to you because that's just how they are. That's just who they is as a person. And it's gonna rub off on you. And so what I'm saying is, white people, that's just how they are. And they teach their children that. They teach their children, listen, this country is your country. You can be great in this country. You can be everything you want. You can do whatever you want to do. And then you got the Black household, and they telling the child, well, you're gonna have to work harder because the white man this, the white man that. And that just hurts the child's self-esteem. Because he grows up in the world, and this is planted in him. I know grown men like that, older than me, and this is a seed that has planted in them since they was a children. Now I get it. If you over 60, you maybe even over 50, I understand you might have seen America in a different time than it is now. But if you was born anytime after 1980, you have no right or no such thing as coming out your mouth saying this is a racist country. you could do, and I'm being nice saying 1980. Civil rights bill was passed in 1964. I understand how that worked for the probably say the first couple of 16 years. I'm giving you a 16-year window. And you had freedom. You had nothing stop you from doing everything. As a matter of fact, it was certain things put in place to help black people, like affirmative action and things like that there. And so if you was born in 1989, there's no such thing as you don't have a shot. So if your parent raised that they did that bad, they cursed you with the spirit of low self-esteem. And I know some of these people. And those seeds that was planted as a child have grew up to be trees now. So just cutting the branches down by telling them, man, whoop the whoop the whoop, it's not gonna help because they already got this in them that, man, I can't be great. And it'll stop them from doing certain things. That's what's so bad about it. It'll stop them from doing certain things. Like you will talk to some guys, like I was talking to some guy one time and I was telling him, I was like, how is it that during the civil rights movement, not, well, I'm gonna say what, 40 some years outside, 40, 50 years out of slavery, we had stuff called Black Wall Street, Overtown in Miami. You had actually black areas that was just straight black people doing well. And they'll say, well, you see what they did. Why did we have that then, but we don't have it now? But we got capital, we got influence, we got education, we got technology, we got everything on our side, and we don't have a Black Wall Street. And when you tell this to the first thing and say, well, you see what they did, huh? They tore us down. White people ain't gonna let us do nothing like that. That is asinine. And just going in that, just to touch that briefly, that's not what happened. They didn't tear that down. But I'm just saying that mindset, it'll stop you from doing something. Because that's how most black people feel. Like, man, they did that to them. They gonna do it to us. Which is they didn't do that like how it was told. Like, for example, that what happened, well, not for example, the real story what happened was it was a business deal that they was trying to make because they was trying to expand because Black Wall Street was getting bigger. And they had some white people they was doing the business with. They ended up getting into it, the two main ones, or one from each side. I don't know if they were main one or who they were, but one from each side, they ended up having a brawl, and his side got in, side got in, and of course, straight coming numbers, this Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they had more people than blacks, and they think was okay, well, that's war. They told Black Wall Street down, but what they don't tell you is by 1925, this happened in 1921. By 1925, they built Black Wall Street back, bigger, better, more fire, everything they had, and that's with new regulations. See, they don't tell you that part. It wasn't about them doing it because it was some black people. It was a business deal went bad that turned the war, and it is what it is. And so when you don't know history, you will look at it like that. But again, that victim mindset will tell you, man, I can't do this. And see, the thing about it is this the problem. See, black people have an issue with white people being pro-white because, again, most of them have low self-esteem. But white people don't have a problem with them being pro-white, pro-black. And being pro-black, let me address that right fast, because I'm pro-black. Pro-black is not get on Jesse Jackson, God rest his soul. Of course, none of these idiots from the civil rights movement, Al Sharpton, none of these people, the Obama, none of these people who get on TV and tell you you're a victim are pro-black. That's not pro-black. Pro-black is not telling you there's a problem and not giving you a solution, or misguiding you on the problem, because the problem that they telling you is a lie. White people is not nobody black problem. Nobody. And so these people are not only lying to you about the problem, they're not giving you a solution. That's not pro-black. Pro-black is treating black people like you'll treat your children. And what I mean by that is, if you have children, you know what I'm saying is true. You want the best for your children. And you're not going to misguide them. You're not going to lie to them. You're going to correct them when they need to be corrected. You're going to tell them what they need to be told, and you're going to give them the solution to their problem, their real problem. And you're going to make sure that they focus on the real problem. You're not going to lie to them and tell them nothing that's not. So anybody who's telling you that you're a victim, you can't do this because that's not a pro-black person. A pro-black person is telling you what your problem is, sometimes having to be constructively critical and giving you a solution. And that's what I do on this channel. That's what this channel is all about. Solution-based, solutions-oriented. That's kind of why I'm kind of backing up for the black. I'm always going to be a conservative and have a conservative view. But I know about the black conservative, they do a lot of talking about black people. They don't give a solution. Where is the solution? And one of the main solutions is men gotta be men again. And I understand a lot of these men in our community have been raised by their mother. Some of them just castrated. They just so weak for the woman. And I mean, some of them have reasons for that. They don't want to lose their family. But the men gotta get their masculinity back. That's number one. Right now, our community is the only community. We're the only race of people on the face of the planet that the leaders of our community is the black woman, the woman king. And let me be clear about the black woman. The black woman is amazing when she's in her right mind. But whether she's in her right mind or she's not in her right mind, she is not put here to be no leader of no family, no city, no state. That's not her role on this planet. Her role is to be a helpmeet. And that's in anything. You know, so we got to be masculine again. Like I said, I told you in a couple lives ago, if you don't know how to be masculine, ask God. The Bible says, ask for wisdom and I will give it to you. Ask for wisdom, because wisdom is the number one thing of being masculine. You got to have wisdom. And most of these niggas, most of these black men don't have any wisdom, no discernment. You have to have those things. That's why the number one thing of being I tell people, high quality man, they think of money. No, that's not the number one thing. God, this got to be a man or a woman. This got to be a man of God or woman. Yeah, I'm going to say woman. For them to be high quality, meaning that's somebody you want to marry. If they not high quality, you shouldn't want to marry. Oh, well, we're going to get high quality together. I'm going to make her high. You can't make nobody high quality. You can't even make yourself high quality. What you can do is you can see God and he can make you high quality. But again, the number one thing of being a high quality man or woman is God. And God leading you, not the church, not the preacher, not saying nothing wrong with church or the preacher. I'm speaking on what you need to do. You can go to a church. You can have a church home. You can have a preacher and all that there. But you have to have that relationship with God on your own. This is why we had the situation happening in 2020 with COVID, and people was all scared out of their mind. Listen, man, you have to have your own relationship, man. You have to know how to get on your knees and call on God yourself for your family or for yourself if you're a single person. You got to be able to do this sometime when your husband may not be. And I understand the one, but the one you got to do this sometime and pray for your husband. And most definitely, the husband, the covering, everybody, you got to pray for your wife. You got to pray for your children. You got to pray for your family. But when you come to God, again, God is gonna, when you come to God and accept God into your life, not just in word, but in action, God is going, and again, if you feel like you have issues with masculinity, because masculinity is a lost art. Masculinity is not being masculinity is not being toxic. Masculinity is not telling a woman, I said, that's not masculinity, bro. Masculinity is godly. And we know sometimes when you be masculine, you have to have, well, not sometimes, you have to have order. If you talking about being with somebody and this person have a problem with having order, not control, order. Big difference. Control is me telling you what you're not going to do. Order is, look, we have this standard that we meet, both of us, and I'm speaking on the relationship term, and our children meet these standards. There's no control. There's a standard, and that's order. But again, when you speak about the being pro-black, white people don't have a problem with pro-black people, real pro-black people, not the one that I named. The people who are very few who are telling you black people, this is your issue and this is the solution. Because guess what? If black people be pro-black for real, what would that mean? That means they wouldn't be killing each other. That means they wouldn't be aborting their baby. That means they would be more married. It would be more marriages. And all of these things would make Black America great again. And although we may be 13%, what then would happen, it would add into the greatness of America. So white people don't have a problem with Black people being pro-Black. They just want you to be really pro-Black and not pro-Black, aka not be pro-Black, aka anti-white. We're not talking about that. God made you Black. God made you Mexican. God made you Chinese. Whatever God made you, you're supposed to be happy in your skin. But again, being pro-Black will have a trickle-down effect. We will correct each other if we're wrong. We will find a solution to fix it. Our schools will be better because why? We will be speaking life into our children. We wouldn't be telling our children that the white man this, white America this. We wouldn't be telling our children that. We would be telling our children that if God with you, who can be against you? As long as you keep God first, like you see me and your mother do, keep right. You can be great. You can be anything in this country that you want. And anybody telling you different, they're a lie, and you let them come see me. And you breathe this into your children, right? And then again, when the children be greater, the schools will be better. We love each other, so we will take care of where we live, and our communities will look better. We wouldn't have to get no money and go run and live by the white people. So us being pro-Black, white people don't have no problem with it. They would be glad about that because it would make America greater than it already is. Just imagine a world where I understand every race kill each other. I understand we're gonna have murder always. That's just something that's just not gonna ever leave. But I'm just saying, we understand that Black people are doing all of these wrong things at an alarming rate. Or let's say this, because I know what Black people like to do this. Oh, well, they kill each other. But guess what? We know that, yeah, white people kill white people. Yeah, man, everybody kill each other. But the thing about white people, because that's the people who Black people always talk about when you having these conversations, they'll bring up white people, because most Black people again have low self-esteem, therefore they're inferior to white people. Because you're not gonna compare yourself or put yourself on side of nobody that you don't feel is above you. You're not gonna compare yourself to nobody you feel beneath you. So they'll always play this game of the white people. The white people, listen. See, the problem with that is white people, yes, they killing each other. Yes, they having pedophilia, all that stuff going on in their community. But guess what? The positive in their community override the negative. If we could just get our community to have the positive overwhelm the negative, the educated one. Oh, I know some Black people that graduate. Oh, I know some, if we could get just the positive in our community to override the negative, we only 13%. But I'm just saying, let's just say if 8% was positive and the other 5 was degenerates, we'll be good. But the problem is the negative is outriding the positive because we already a small percentage of the people. We toe up. I was looking at a thing the other day, and it's funny to me. And it's just the mindset of how white people operate. I was looking at YouTube the other day. This guy, Mr. Beast, I'm sure most of y'all familiar with him. He's in Africa. Mr. Beast is in Africa building schools for African children, multiple schools. But we over here, and little baby on social media posted with a puppy bag that's worth a Louis puppy bag that's $20,000. And again, listen, whatever you want to buy, you get your whatever you want to spend the fruits of your labor on, do your thing. But don't get mad at white people when they pro-white and they spend money with each other and put money back in their community and beautify their community to the point where they don't need to come around under y'all. And then you want to call them racist. Listen, man, you can't listen, bro. I seen that, bro, and it was like, man, all these Black dudes who got all this bread, they ain't gonna help these African children with in these one of the school building like the roof was about to cave in. But these Negroes got 40 cars and talking about white racism. They ain't gonna talk about that though. How this white boy went to the motherland and built schools and they not. I mean, it's just crazy, man. I just wanted to. I know that's kind of like off topic, but I thought about that. That was crazy to me. But again, to wrap that up, you know, people who have low self-esteem, they always bother about people who have high self-esteem. And when that person that have low self-esteem is black and that person that has high self-esteem is white, they automatically compute that to be racism, white supremacy. And it's not the case. These people just love themselves and they love their community. They love their children. They love their people. So they help their people. Even when they don't like them, they help them. Black people always, all black people know us. And that's another thing about it. You'll never meet nobody. I'm black. I don't know my flower, but I know black people. They're the most judgmental people, the most jealous people. They'll hate on their own brother or sister. They serious. And I'm not saying other races don't do it. I have to say that as a disclaimer because I know how the people that's black will look at this. But I'm saying like black people, if they high self-esteem, if they had, because you don't see nobody else doing that. You don't see these Arabs, these Indians, these Middle Eastern, these other people who come to America, even the Jews. You don't hear none of these people who come here and they doing their thing and popping their shit, and they doing their thing in the world. I ain't talking about no car, no designer bag. I'm not talking about look like they doing it. They really doing it by creating opportunities for the people who look like them, the community generational wealth that I asked to mention. And like I said, if you don't really understand, I'm not really gonna get off into it on this live, but I got a video on my channel called A Basic Formula for Black Community Generational Wealth. Go check that out and you'll kind of understand the gist of what I'm saying when I say community generational wealth, because that's something I'm always speak about. So you'll be able to understand it better if you go look at the video. But what I'm saying is all these other people understand that. They'll send 2 Indians here, let them get set up. They might work at a stove. And I've seen this when I had some partners. They'll come here, they'll set up shop, and they'll start from the bottom. They'll live in an apartment together, 4 or 5 of them, and they'll have one mission on their mind: making the American dream. They come here, the American dream is alive and well, and they'll come here and they'll get them a piece of that. They'll sit. I've watched it. They'll sit down. They'll go. They won't even they won't even buy a car. They'll Uber or they'll do whatever. Or they might buy one car, but they all share it. They'll stay in one part. Then when they get their money together, one of them will go buy 18 wheeler and run it up, and he'll get another 18 wheeler, put his partner on. And that's how they operate. Next thing you know, 10 years from now, they got a whole logistics company with 2018 wheelers, and they come from India with nothing. And here you is, because you was raised to believe that the white man is holding you back. You've been born here. You are American. You were born here. And yet you struggling talking about the white man holding you back. Nah. It's a mindset thing. And again, we have to teach our children young. And I understand a lot of the culture, we got to really basically do a reset. Because this culture, even with the older blacks, and it's just so much of a mess. We're going to have to kind of like do a reset. But I'm saying people that's having babies now, people that got toddlers, you need to be speaking life into your children, letting them know that they can do anything they want. And that's how they're going to grow up believing. That's how they're going to grow up believing what you told them, that they can do anything. And that's going to get them opportunity. Just by them knowing I can do anything. If I want to go to school, I can do that. If I want to start me a business, I can do that. But mama and my daddy raised me to believe that if God on my side, I can do anything. And that's how I'm operating life. And people that operate like that, they don't have a problem with white people. They don't look at white people as the enemy. Now the ones you'll see on television, they are what you call race hustlers. So they'll do that like even people like Jasmine Crockett. These people don't stay in no neighborhood with no black. This woman got a law degree. She got money. She was around people was raised with money. She wasn't raised around she was raised around white people in white neighborhoods and nicer neighborhoods. Because again, we don't make our neighborhoods nice. So we have to get money and go move around the white people who make theirs nice and keep it nice. But even ones like her, they understand that, okay, most black people already feel like they victim. They already feel like it's hard in this world, but they can't really give you no evidence of that, but they feel like that and they play on that. This is why I have a deep repugnance for all of these people with Barack Obama being at the head, because he was a president. And instead of telling people, look, you can do what I did. Don't make no baby mama. Make sure you keep your family together like I did. Go get educated. Don't get no trouble with the law. And you can be a president like I did. It wasn't no superpower that you couldn't do. I did something that anybody else can do. But no, it was the white man there, white supremacy that. So I mean, we gotta start them young, man. And again, man, white people, for y'all, that don't know, and y'all be like, man, some of these black conservatives be cooning for the white man. The white people, it ain't the white people don't support black conservatives and like black conservatives because they saying what they want to say. They like them because they say, man, there's somebody black that's saying it, and maybe they can get through to black people, and black people can be great. You know who the white people that hate black people? The white liberals. They the ones who hate black people, who tell black people, hey man, you don't have a problem. You don't have an issue. It's the white man. And they white. White liberals are the most disgusting thing on this planet. And yeah, man, that's all I want to say about that, man. But it's not that white people racist, man. They just got high self-esteem. And most blacks have low self-esteem. And so when they get around somebody else who the same race as them, they automatically categorize them as being too much or thinking they all that. But if it's a white person, that person racist. Nah, they just love themselves. And they love themselves not just in saying it, not just in lip service on social media videos and YouTube. They love each other and they love themselves by the way they treat themselves and people who look like them, the way they treat each other. You don't love nobody if you want to kill them and hate on them and talk about them. Because if you're a black person, I can guarantee you that you ain't never had nobody white raise their hand on you. You ain't never had nobody white talk about you. You ain't never had nobody white person judge. As a matter of fact, it probably was a white person that gave you the opportunity you got. That's my life. That's my story. But yeah, man, I'm gonna close the show in a few minutes. I just wanted to speak on something that kind of hit close to home because it happened in my hometown. Uh, Now everything is alleged, but I'm gonna bring up the article so I can read. I don't want to, misspeak nothing or nothing like that. This is a legal situation that I'm speaking on. Let's see. You know, and the reason why I'm speaking on this is again, this is a pro-truth channel. It's a pro-Christ channel. This is a solution-based and solution-oriented channel. And one of the main things that I want to speak about on this channel, I want this channel to be known for, is trying to bring the black family back together and making sure dads are being dads, not being fathers, not being sperm donors, but dads are being dads. And I get it. It's not a perfect world. Everybody not gonna stay together. But man, you should be speaking with your daughter every single day via FaceTime. It's no excuse. It's no such thing as you don't have a cell phone. If you ain't got $0, that means you on government assistance. You on government assistance, they'll give you a phone. It's no excuse not to have a phone. You don't have to have no iPhone. Matter of fact, You could have, if somebody got an iPhone and you got an Android, they can still FaceTime. But if y'all neither one had it, so many video chat apps, you should be calling your daughter, seeing your daughter, your son every day. If it's just to ask them how is their day, I just want to let you know I love you. Daddy ain't got himself together right now, but I'll get to you whenever I do. But I just wanted to call you. I can't really do nothing right now, which is most of the time kids don't want that. But I just want to let you know, sweetheart, you're beautiful. You're handsome, son. I know you're smart. And just give them some speak life into them every day. It can take you 5, 10 minutes. Tell them you love them. And you just want to see their face, they pretty smile. This is something that should be happening today. If you're not doing it, you're a bad father. It's no excuse. It's no excuse. And if you're in the same city, I mean, like I say, I'm not gonna say this, but I'm gonna say this with me. If I was in the same city with my daughter, I'm pulling up every day. I need to let my daughter know she got a safe space with me. I need to let my daughter know that I'm her daddy, her protector, her everything. And if anything going on in her life, she won't be afraid to come tell me about it. If I'm just going to see her on her birthday, or I'm just going to see her for Father's Day, or every now and then when she asks for some money, that's not being a father. That's not being a dad. That's being a sperm donor or father. You should be seeing. I don't care if you work 20 hours a day. That leave you with 4 more hours to yourself. 10 minutes, 5 minutes. You can call. Look, I love you. Just want to see your face. Daddy tired. I'll talk to you tomorrow. That creates a record. That's like I tell people about prayer. Every day you should be saying, God, thank you for waking me up. You could thank him for some other thing, ask him to be with you everywhere you go throughout the day and everything you do. Sometimes God don't hear none of y'all unless y'all need something. But when you waking up every morning, if it's just that, thank you, God, for waking me up, be with me all day and everything I do everywhere I go. And I pray the prayer of Psalm 91 over me. That's a second. But God hearing your voice. God hearing your voice. So now when you go to him for something big, he familiar with your voice. God created us. He familiar with all our voice. Absolutely. But I'm saying on the level of being intimate with him, talking to him directly. God, thank you for waking me up this morning because you didn't have to. That creates a relationship, not a situationship when you're going through a situation. And oh God, and God's so good, he still come there for us when we don't call him, but when sometimes I'm just saying you could have that record with him just by thanking him every morning for waking you up because he's familiar with your voice, right? And so the same thing go with your children. You want a relationship, not a situationship. Not no, oh, I was just calling, checking on her. Oh, I was in the area. Let me take her for ice cream. No, you should be talking to your daughter every day, your son, right? And that brings me to my last story before I close. So they had a situation in my hometown, and I wanted to bring the article up so I can read exactly from the article, word for word, without miss saying that because again, everything is alleged at this point. He have not been convicted of anything. He will have a trial with a jury of his peers, and they'll go from that. But as of right now, it is no.
To the arrest of a Washington Marion high school teacher accused of indecent behavior.
Oh, I'm not gonna let it play. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it. Um, okay, so I was trying to look for something so I can give a Okay, so let's check it out. A teacher at a Calcasieu Parish High School is on leave and facing charges after reportedly making a lewd comment toward his student and pushing her. Facing and his name, and they say he's facing counts of indecent behavior with juvenile and simple battery. On January 30th, the Calcasieu Parish Sheriff's Office began investigating a complaint against the coach. Spokesperson of the sheriff office said the victim told investigators that so and so, her teacher, made made a lewd comment to her while at school, and on one occasion had grabbed and pushed her. The officer said investigators were able to collaborate with the victim's statement and arrested the coach on February 27th. So this was a month-long investigation. So I'm gonna say this here. This is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say. Everything I just said before I started talking about this. And again, everything is alleged. And we also know that women, whether they are teenager or they well grown, they will not, do not, and never have been faced with consequences for lying on somebody, getting somebody in trouble, ruining their life. Because if this young lady is lying, she helped in, not even gonna say ruining his life, but threw a monkey wrench in it for right now. Because he on leave, of course he can't come back to this, get rectified in court. And if he get found guilty in court, it's gonna go get even worse. Because number one, he not gonna be able to, he gonna have to get another profession. Number one. Number two, that school and the school board is gonna be legally negligent. They're gonna have a litigation case on. I don't know if they're gonna settle. I don't know how this is gonna work, but they're gonna have to pay some money. It's gonna be a litigation case. But that's only if he get found guilty. Right? So we know those two things. We know that if she lying, women lie all the time, girls, women, no consequences. We also know that a month-long investigation. This wasn't no, hey, he did this, let's go arrest him. This was a month-long investigation. This happened in my hometown, from a small town. So ain't a lot going on. So for them to take a month, they was trying to figure out, and they got some type of evidence to bring him up on these charges and get an indictment. Because again, they was gonna try to do everything to be on his side, because not because they care about him, but because if he found guilty of this, they getting sued, and they know that, school board and the school, right? So I'm gonna say this. Uh, I know a whole bunch of students that go to that school. I reached out to a few of them, pulled up on a few of them, and every last one of these students spoke very, very, very highly of this man, very high. In the comment section of the news story, everybody was like, "No, that's not him." And I want to address that too. I want to address that just briefly. We got to learn in this life, man, especially as adults. We got to learn in this life, man, to never say what nobody won't do. The flesh is weak. The flesh is weak, bro. And the thing about that is this, and one thing I know is about, and it's pretty much probably with everybody, you know, they got old saying, it's not who's light, it's not about who's right, it's about who's light. What I know is about in the comment section in my hometown is, if it's somebody that people like, oh, he innocent. But if it's somebody that they don't like, he guilty. And that's kind of just the disingenuous that goes on in the black community. But again, going back to the situation, we know these things, we know these facts. So that matter of fact, what I want to do is I want to read what we know what simple battery is. I'm sure everybody knows, but simple battery is kind of like hitting somebody, or you can like they say on one occasion he supposedly shoved her. He allegedly shoved her, so that would be the simple battery. Well, let's get into this indecent behavior with a juvenile. And in decent behavior charge, such as indecent behavior with juveniles in Louisiana, involves lewd, lascivious, or sexual acts, including digital communication or grooming with someone under 17. Penalties are severe, often involving up to 7 years in prison with higher mandatory minimum sentences 2 to 25 years for victims under 13. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at two words that jumped out to me. We know what sexual acts is. He didn't penetrate her because that what they say indecent behavior. So I'm guessing it wasn't no penetration or nothing like that that's being alleged. But it's two words that jumped out to me when I read this indecent behavior charge, and that's lewd and lascivious. So what I want to do is I want to go and we remember lewd was actually in the article. So let's look up lewd and lascivious, see what they mean. Lewd, crude and offensive, crude and offensive in a sexual way. Okay, let's see what lascivious means. So we got indecent behavior consists of lewd and lascivious act. Lewd is we just read what that is, offensive or sexual. Now let's define lascivious. Lascivious is a person feeling or revealing an overt and offensive sexual desire. So lewd and lascivious is pretty much the same thing. So I'm guessing what is being alleged that he must have grabbed her. I'm hoping they're not saying that he, actually put his hand inside the girl or nothing like that. But what he's been alleged is that it was some lewd sexual gesture, touching, or something like that. Now, when I was speaking to these students, they were speaking so highly of this gentleman. One of them said something that kind of struck me, and I understand it because I've been in school before. She said that this man was like a therapist to me. That jumped out at me. The reason why it jumped out to me because I understand how school is set up. I was in school before. The coach, pretty much is the cool guy. People go talk to him about things. It's always been that way. And so I'm guessing whoever this young lady was, now we don't know how deep things get, but because because again, this fallbacks on fathers, what I said. That's why I said what I said, because I was getting ready to speak on this about how we have to have a relationship with our children. Nobody should be your children's there unless her daddy dead or in jail. She shouldn't have no man. I don't care if it's a coach or a male teacher or female teacher as a therapist. But a lot of these young girls, they have is mom at home, and they seek for a father. These little boys running around here can't be no father to them, right? So the older guy in school, he like the father to him. He talks to him, and the flesh is weak, man. You the coach. So I'm guessing when you say coach, if it was girls and boys around, I'm guessing he like the PE coach or something. These little girls walking around in these PE shorts. And listen, man, these days, I don't know if it's something in the food, but then again, it was like that when I was in school, and I'm almost 40. It's some of these girls in high school are built like women, right? And as a matter of fact, let's be honest about it. We know in the black community that your local trapper, he got him 2 or 3 or more high school girls. We know this. This is something that we know, right? This is something that we know because these little girls be built like women and they fresh. This is so prevalent in the black community that it was portrayed in one of our black classics. Remember Belly? Remember that 16-year-old girl that DMX was messing with? They put this on the screen because that's how prevalent it is in the black community. The trappers always got high school girls. Everybody knows it. And again, it's because they're built like women and they're fresh and naive and like $20, $30 in their pocket and a little weed to smoke, some of it. That's all they need. That's all they require. Is you a coach and you around all these little girls all day. And when I say little girls, I'm talking about mentally, spiritually, but they bodies like women. They confiding in you. They looking at you like a father figure. Who's to say what happened? All we know is an investigation was held for a month. And they got an indictment out of it. Do with that what you may. I'm not going to convict them. But what I am saying is, well, there's fire, there's smoke. But what I'm saying, also saying is, the flesh is weak, man. He might have made a mistake. Hopefully he didn't. Hopefully this is some little girl who lying on him because she might have took a liking in him. You listen, bro. You never know what's going on today with these children, man, because they don't have fathers at home to lead and guide them. Half of them mamas don't be at home all the time. Either she in the street running around or at work, right? And so it's just an unfortunate situation. But if it is true, this is a little girl that's ruined now spiritually. Not so much, like I said, I don't know what actually happened. They not getting in detail. They just saying it was something indecent. But indecent could be a whole, like I just read y'all, a lewd or lascivious act. That can something sexual act. Something sexual act. That shouldn't have happened. I was dating this chick, man, and this is how crazy it is. I was dating this woman, and this is an extreme case, but I was dating this woman, man, and she had a 14-year-old daughter, and I'm 5'10", 5'11". Her daughter was my height and had a body like a woman. Now, of course, people may say, "Oh, well, what you were doing looking at it and all of the various thoughts that you have, I don't have. I don't, that's not something that you would ever have me caught up in because, but I don't want to get off of that. And I don't care what nobody say talking about why you were looking at it. It wasn't that I was looking at it. This was somebody who we stayed in the house together and everything. But and I don't, like I said, I'm one of those people who, when I'm speaking on a certain situation and something like that comes out, like that I said that I don't regret saying it. I'm saying she was built like a woman. And if I ain't gonna lie, just because I was with this woman for a significant period of time, we not together now. I grew to love her children. I looked at them like they was my children because their fathers wasn't in their lives. So I was like the only guy who was permanent in their life over the years. And I look at this girl sometimes. She's 14 now, and I haven't been around in about a year. So she was younger then. She just grew tall because her mom and her daddy tall, and developed fast, had a period, and everything. And I worry about her now because she don't have a father in her life. So that's a strike right there. Her mom is, I'm just saying that's another strike. And she's vulnerable. She's vulnerable to certain things that these grown men, especially trappers, prey on. And of course, she's like a little girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't even have a posture right. She don't have a woman. She talks like she's a kid. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, so if somebody was to ever mess with her, they couldn't use the thing of, oh, I looked at her body and her body weight. No, this is a child. You can tell the way she talks. She puts stickers, like she's a kid, but she has a body of a woman. And I'm going, what made me bring that up is this guy is working around children from the ages of 14 to 18. That's senior age. And even at 18, he can't legally be messing with them. And then the gentleman is married. But I'm saying all to say, man, the flesh is weak, man. And like I say, I don't know what happened. But another thing, man, Um, it's just sad. It's just a sad situation. That one mistake, if he guilty, that he did one mistake, but we can't talk about this brother. We can't judge this brother because listen, man, the flesh is weak, and you could sit back and say, "I would never do that. I would never do that." But again, the flesh is that's why you got to keep this flesh in check, dog. You got to keep this flesh in check, dog, because this flesh will get you in some. This flesh will get you in a world of trouble, dog. This flesh will get you in a world of trouble, dog. Real talk, bro. And I'm talking about like that, bro. And then you sitting back somewhere like, damn, man, what have I done? You know what I'm saying? You bring embarrassment on your family, on your name. Money got to be spent for lawyers and bonds and just a mess, man. But like I say, everything alleged, man. For him and the young lady's sake, this is all a nonsense, and hopefully it go away. Well, it can't go away, but you know, and if the little girl is lying, man, she gonna get hers, man. You know, because guess what, man? Even though she a child, bro, you just can't do stuff like that. Because guess what? Even though she may be a child age, she understand that the power that she have to destroy this brother's life. But with them doing one investigation, man, what else fired as smoke? Something took place. I don't know if it was consensual at one point and then stuff got bad and the girl got mad, or you never know what's going on. But I do know as a man, the flesh is weak, and you can always stand on the outside looking in, saying what you ain't gonna do, what you would never do. But you can't do that, bro, because man, the flesh is weak, man, and it's just an unfortunate situation. But the main reason why I wanted to speak on it, because I wanted to get a story out of it to show you to show you how could you avoid this happening to your daughter. Him, his situation, his daughter, and that little girl, that's over with and done, whatever happened. But you need to have a relationship with your daughter to the point of, you know, when she called, that you talk to her every day. So she don't have to be at school confined in a strange man. Because that's who he is to her. All he is a coach. He don't go home with her. He's not an uncle or nothing. You need to have a relationship with your daughter where she can confide in you and go to school and let her teachers teach. Because he's a teacher / coach. I don't want my daughter confide in nobody, period. Especially no male figure at no school. But because you're not in her life, father, whoever your father is, or you only come around for a photo op on her birthday or Father's Day, she's confiding in another man. Like I told you, one of these individuals told me this guy was like a therapist. And again, nothing is wrong or nefarious about that because we've all been in high school and we all had a relationship with the coach and stuff like that. That the coach was the cool guy. He would talk to people. We understand that. But I'm saying you don't need to have no, you don't need to be confided in no male coach. Because too much confide, it's just like listen, man. You know, it's like when you talk when I tell dudes about about their girlfriend having a male friend. A shoulder to cry on can become a dick to ride on. You don't need no shoulder to cry on. If you do, cry on your mama's shoulder, cry on your friend's shoulder. You don't need no male friend. My woman cannot have male friends. Ain't by being insecure. It's just absolutely a no. Because we got dicks, and our dicks get hard. And the dick got a mind of his own. So you may say, "Oh well, man, that's a little girl." Okay, yeah, that's a little girl with a big old booty, titties, and you done had to catch yourself for a minute because you done built the rapport. Now, if it's just on the pass by something like that, there, or maybe that's your daughter. But I'm saying a woman of that's not your daughter, not your, and even in the families is getting crazy. Because we talk about white people, a lot of that stuff going on in our families and black families where they get swept under the rug because they don't want the family to look bad. But I don't want to go too deep on that. All I'm saying is, men, you have to protect your family. You have to protect your seed. Because I'm gonna be honest, man, this could have another situation. This young lady could have a father, and he could be like, man, I don't care what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And who was to say he'll right or wrong about that situation? My daughter told me this happened, I don't care about nothing else. Street justice. And it's just an unfortunate situation for the little girl, whatever happened. But it was a month-long investigation, so we can't just act like nothing happened. I don't know if they have audio or some type of video. You know, these children got these phones and these glass. I don't know what happened, but it was something that was big enough for a 30-day investigation that led to an arrest. If it was just some smoke in the air, it would have been no arrest. But like I say, he will have his day in court with a jury of his peers, and hopefully he's found not guilty. Because if he's found guilty, his life is gonna have a drastic change. He's gonna have to go get another career. This is gonna be, just an embarrassment to his family. A situation like this that leads to divorce, because I believe the brother's married. And another thing, that girl's parents and this little girl, they gonna be eating snow crabs on you, buddy, if you did get caught up tripping. But again, I wouldn't judge you, man. I want to end this video with a video, man. I want to end this video with a video. I don't agree with everything the Minister Farrakhan said, but concerning the situation with this brother, I feel like this video is fitting for the people who out there want to throw stones and condemn him. I just want you to know, man, the flesh is weak. And if you don't have that flesh in control, it can make you do some things that, listen, that flesh of hair, I forgot, I heard a preacher say it. I forgot who said that. That preacher hair, you looking like a jackass. So you got to keep it in check, man. You feel me? But like I said, if he get found guilty or whatever, guess what? It still ain't for nobody to judge him. I know people might do, but it ain't for nobody to judge him, because guess what? The flesh is weak, man. You know what I'm saying? But again, man, fathers, make sure you're in your children's life. We got to start speaking life into our children and making sure that their self-esteem is on point. Making sure that they feel like this day world, right? Yes, it's going to be obstacles, but them obstacles is not going to be as big if they got a high view of themselves, because that was what was projected on them by you as their parents instead of victimhood. So, yeah, but I want to play this video just concerning this last situation I talked about. And like I said, I covered the Iran situation, and it just had to be done. I understand we have American casualties, which is very sad and unfortunate. Hopefully, this war don't last too long. I'm hearing that it's gonna last about 4 to 5 weeks, and it's just unfortunate, man, that this had to go there, but it had to be done. But I want to thank y'all for coming out, come and check me out, man. And I'll see y'all Wednesday. Of course, I'll see y'all tomorrow with my masterclass, my body cam breakdown series titled Black People, This Is Why. This is your first live, man. I do live Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays about myriad of topics, relationships, social justice issues, religion, everything. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do my body cam series, which is a breakdown of Black people and having to run in with the police, what they did wrong, what they did right, what you should do in the same situation. And so that's it for tonight. But I want to play this last video, man, by the Minister Farrakhan, who I don't agree with a lot, but I agree with something he said in the video, which was real powerful concerning my last topic, dealing with the coach who got caught up in that scandal. Let's keep that brother and his family in prayer. Let's keep the young lady in prayer. The flesh is weak. Whatever happened in the situation, the flesh is weak. We gotta have, it is what it is. The family, of course, they're gonna be upset about it if he get found guilty. I'm sure they're upset now because they believe their daughter. But let's not crucify him, because guess what? If he did fall, we can too. The flesh is weak, man, and the devil is always trying to capitalize on any weakness in your flesh, any chink in your arm. So like I say, man, I thank y'all for listening, man. God bless y'all. I'm out of here. Let me play this last video, and I'm going to close.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation, nor from the weakness that will cause us to stumble and fall. When you laugh at somebody else's fall, white or black, rich or poor, your enemy or your friend, you're laughing and opening a way for your own demise when you do that. Because to laugh and not learn, to make mockery and not to understand, is to make the same mistake yourself. Did you hear me?
I could have been stopped doing this shit. Only reason I do this shit cause the real niggas asked me to. A fake nigga couldn't relate to me. Top Gunners, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap her with a kilo, check me out. Put her on the bus, check me out. Stand up nigga, check me out. Always 100, check me out. You can bring the work back, check me out. If you don't want it, check me out. See mama love me, that's my baby, but papa left me, yeah he left me. I put a bitch on timeout if she upset me, that's a fact. Fuck with me, you won't regret me. Still on the mind of every hoe trying to forget me. I get them days across the border. Your man on trial, but you won't go get him a lawyer. What's up with that? You poppin' bottles, you getting fly, but you don't send commissary to niggas that's inside. See, we don't coincide, we don't live by the same rules. And we done got hungry, these lanes became full. Real niggas in my corner, you know that I can't lose. And I can't go to jail for a body they can't prove. Got niggas in the fence, they never coming home. Can't never see they daughter, only talking through a phone. And you know we screaming free you forever. Treat your kids like they mine. Wait your turn, real nigga. You get rich in due time. I feel like Nino when he first opened the Carter. Check me out. I feel like Tony when him and Sosa became partners. Check me out. Bring me out crab legs and grilled shrimp for starters. Filet me young for my main meal. I'm a mobster. Ruger rap. Top Gunner, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap her with a kilo, check me out. Put her on the bus, check me out. Stand up nigga, check me out. Always 100, check me out. You can bring the work back, check me out. If you don't want it, check me out.